Grand Canyon with a distance of 242 feet.
Never met, but I follow you online. All right. Thanks for everything you do. Keeps me in tune with what's going on around town and out of town. Thank you very much.
I'm not always in Pennsylvania a lot, but I try to make it out here.
It's good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Adele Dunn in the JDA, you're up. Followed by Chris Seraphin and Oliver 77. Followed by Doug Marshall and Oliver 77.
Welcome everybody. We're at an antique pull this morning. They're going to have a hotter tractor truck and tractor pull, I think, in the evening. I'm not exactly sure what classes. We're pretty close to Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. I'm not exactly sure if this is a town. I think it's a farm, I think it was. I've never been here before. They have a little festival with some food stands.
Adele Johnson, a distance of 304 feet and 3 inches. Chris Seraphin to the line with the Oliver 77, followed by Doug Marshall and the Oliver 77, followed by Leonard Harkison in a 44. If you guys are hungry, please stay hydrated today. It is hot. We have food vendors and we have drink vendors right here at the south On the place in the Big Tent, we have food vendors and we have drink vendors at the south side here at the Big
Sorry
Tent.
about that.
I'm gonna guess the scales must be behind me. Tractors keep on coming and going from back there.
Our vendors include the Core Cobbler, the Cub Scouts, and Lemonade. And we also have cool beverages over at the Blue Tent. Chris Seraphin with a distance of 180 feet and 2 inches. To the line is Doug Marshall and his Oliver 77. Followed by Leonard Parkinson and the Massey Harris 44. Followed by Roger Ewing and an ACWD 45. Doug Marshall with a distance of 258 feet and 6 inches in his Oliver 77. To the line is Leonard Harkinson and his Massey Harris 44, followed by Roger Ewing and his ACW D45, followed by John Gagnon and his Farmall M. Leonard Harkinson with a distance of 256.6. 256.6. To the line is Roger Ewing with an AC WD 45, followed by John Canyon in the Farmall M, followed by Scott Harderland in the JDA. Roger Ewing with a distance of 261.6. 261.6. John Canyon to the line with the Farmall M, followed by Scott Harderland, the JDA, followed by Jeremy. Oh, sorry. Correction. Followed by John Seraphin with the Oliver 77. Hey guys, it's hot out there. Make sure you're staying hydrated. We do have some great food vendors here and some drink vendors. We have lemonade, we have the Cub Scouts, and we have the corn cobbler, and also the Sprinkles has the blue tent for beverages. Check it out at the bottom of the track. And don't forget, guys, we have some awesome kettle corn right south of the food vendors there in the brown tent. If you guys looking for some kettle corn, you won't find any better.
not sure what's going on right now. They seem to be doing some work on the track or something. Seems like they moved the sled up. I'll see if they're gonna start going a lot further when they move back.
John Canyon with the Farmall M, 193 feet. Scott Hartland, you're up. In the JDA, John Seraphin in the Oliver 77 is following him, followed by Jeremy Ebenthal, Farmall Super C.
It's a warm one today. It's well over 90, I believe. They got a tree line here sitting under that, so it's not too bad.
Scott Harlan in the JDA with a distance of 268. 268. John Seraphin to the line with the Oliver 77, followed by Jeremy Eventhal with the Farmhall Super C, followed by Dave Seraphin in the Oliver 77.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna move back. That was 268 earlier. There, one went 300, and I think that went further. Hey, Eddie. All right. Excuse me, I'm just moving back about 50 feet.
John Zarfin and the Oliver 77, 189 feet 1 inches.
Eddie.
To the line is Jeremy Hebenthal in the Farmall Super C, followed by Dave Seraphin in the Oliver 77, followed by Scott Herkel Road in the JDA.
We got 3 more.
Did you get your answer?
Oh, yeah, they were good.
Yeah, those guys, they know more than I do. I barely keep up with this league anymore. I wish I did. It seems like I could probably spend the same amount of money doing this. Well, probably not. You break too much here.
Jeremy Hebenthal on the farm, all Super C, 175 feet, 7 inches.
Alright, sorry about that. Rearrange it. They moved the starting line about 50 feet up. So I come back further. I can see the screen better. Not a lot. It helps me see the screens.
Absolutely. Try and cut down through the.
Dave Serafin in the Oliver 77 with a distance of 186 feet, 4 inches.
Well, we're right next to the speaker. Well, we were pretty close to one earlier. They have a pretty good sound system. As far as lights, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they get done with this pole in the evening.
Scott Herkel Road and the JDA is on the line. Scott Herkel Road with the JDA is on the line.
Yeah, I see one.
Guys, make sure you stay hydrated out there today. We have some great food vendors, some drink vendors at the south side of the grounds here. Don't forget to check them out. We have some kettle corn, we have the corn cobbler, the Cub Scouts, lemonade, and we have some great beverages over in the blue tent.
I see one, or I don't know, maybe there's another set of those portable lights down at the other end. I don't really see anything on the other side. There's, you know, the tree line. So yeah, it might get pretty dark here.
Scott Herkel Road and the JDA with a distance of 192 feet 9 inches, 192.9.
I think he recognized me, waved. I remember seeing him a few times before. Maybe South Buffalo too. We are pretty close to South Buffalo. I try to make it out to South Buffalo once or twice a year. I believe I'm gonna try to make it out here the July 12th. And also not that far away from here, I think it's July 4th at the Big Butler Fair.
Adele Dunn in first place with the JDA, distance of 304 feet and 3 inches. Scott Harderland with the JDA with a distance of, correction. Roger Ewing with the ACWD 45 with a distance of 261.6. Second. And in third place is Doug Marshall with the Oliver 77 with a distance of 258.6 inches. I need to put it like an X. All right. Our next class is the 4,500, 6 mile per hour. Up is Ray Wells in the Oliver 88, followed by Alan Bandy in the John Deere A, followed by Waylon Farringer in the JI Case 430. Ray Wells with a distance of 189.11. That's 189 feet, 11 inches. Up next is Alan Bandy in the John Deere A, followed by Waylon Farringer in the JI Case 430, followed by Terry Van Dyke in the Farmall M.
Like I was saying, I was going to be at the Big Butler Fair July 4th. I'm not sure about any of the other dates.
We need a skid loader down to the track. Skid loader down to the track.
Might be looking for an event July 3rd. Maybe go somewhere, I'm not sure. But they have a lot of antiques July 4th, and then there's some other classes later on. Not real sure what elite that is even, so I'm not. They've been changing up a little bit in this area between a couple different leagues.
Alan Bandy with a distance of 93 feet 11 inches. That's 93.11. Up next is Waylon Farringer with the JI Case 430, followed by Terry Van Dyke in the Farm OM. To the line is Terry Van Dyke in the Farm OM, followed by Waylon Farringer in the JI Case 430. Waylon Farringer with a distance of 159 feet 8 inches. That's 159.8 in the JI Case 430. to the line is Terry Van Dyke with a Farmall M.
Okay, so this evening they have 4,500 mini trucks 4x4, showroom gas 4x4 trucks, street diesel trucks 4x4, 7,500 and 8,500 light tough farm, 11,000, 12,000 pure stock 5 mile an hour, 10.5, 12.5 heavy tough farm, and then 12.5 farm stock.
Terry Van Dyke with a distance of 267 feet and 8 inches. That's 267.8 in the Farmall M. That's the end of the class of the 4,500 6 mile per hour. 45 open is up next.
Well, it didn't even seem like he had that thing hardly running that last 50.
In the 4,500 class 6 mile per hour, we have Terry Van Dyke in the Farmall M with 267 feet and 8 inches. That's 267.8. Second place is Ray Wells in the Oliver 88 with a distance of 189 feet, 11 inches. That's 189.11. Third place is Waylon Farringer with the distance of 159 feet, 8 inches. That's 159.8 with a JI Case 430. Up to the line in the 45 open class is Bruce McConnell in the IH 460. Bruce McConnell in the IH 460.
crew down here making everybody be coming down further. And
Bruce
only
McConnell in the IH 460 had a distance of 180 feet and 2 inches. That's 180.2. He's your winner? And he's your winner for that class of the 4,500 Open. I just want to give a shout out to all the people who are helping today. Thank you so much. And thank you to the fans and the drivers for being out here today. I also want to thank our sponsors, the WPATPA, the Northwest PA Pullers Association, WPTTPA, South Buffalo Pullers, and Ox Hill Pullers. Also TC and TR Kelly Excavations, Kelly Station Farms, Terry Van Dyke and Destination Sled, Unknown Sled, Sprankles Neighborhood Markets, and Sprankle Woods. Thank you guys so much for helping us today. Quick shout out to our vendors, guys. If you're hungry, thirsty, we have it all down below the track here. We have beverages, we have lemonade, we have our friends at the Corn Cobbler, we have kettle corn down by the water walkway there, and the Cub Scouts. Also, a big shout out to Track Mains today by Ryan McConnell. Up first in the 520-50 Jackpot class, we have Scott Harkle Road with a JDA, followed by Dave Serafin in the Oliver 77, followed by Leonard Hankinson in the MH 44. Scott Harkin Road with the JDA at a distance of 169.7. That's 169 feet, 7 inches.
Just letting everybody know, I can't really see the screen. Move back further and out of the shade a bit. Now I probably should have just stayed up there because only one's pulled down this much. They probably moved the starting line about 50 feet. I don't know.
Thank you so much. Up is Dave Serafin in the Oliver 77, followed by Leonard Hankerson in the MH 44, followed by Logan Brown in the Farm All Super M. Mike, is Bailey here yet? Is he starting to break down everything in our woods? Okay. That's cool. Dave Serafin in the Oliver 77 with a distance of 154 feet flat. That's 154. To the line is Leonard Harkinson in the MH44, followed by Logan Brown, the Farm All Super M, followed by Chris Serafin in the Oliver 77. Hey guys, if you're interested in getting an awesome tractor, we have a Farm All Cub down here. They're auctioning off for the benefit. It'll be pulled later this year, but see Senior Kelly right here by the registration tent. $5 gets you in. Great opportunity. Great tractor. Clinton Harkinson and the MH44 with a distance of 83 feet. That's 8-3. On the line is Logan Brown in the Farmall Super M, followed by Chris Serafin in the Oliver 77, followed by John Canyon in the Farmall M. Chris Serafin with the Oliver 77 distance of 82 feet 3 inches, 82.3.